Greetings, ladies and gents. I'd hoped BFA was the saviour of crafting.
He chose poorly.
I had hoped Shadowlands was the saviour of crafting.
He chose poorly.
Dare I hope that Dragonflight may just succeed where BFA, Shadowlands, and hell, even Legion failed?
Don't fuck me, Gil.
Let's get into this. So, it's no secret for those of you that have been around for a while, crafting in WoW sucks. You only have to look at, well, a lot of single player games, but hell, even other MMOs, and think, there's so much more Blizzard could do. So much that could make crafting interesting, dynamic, and hell, maybe even a true endgame pursuit. Now, there were some interesting ideas, even going back to, say, Legion. We had these new crafting quest lines we had to do. I can still remember the tailoring one in Suramar where you find out the secrets, or following certain individuals into the bowels of Dalaran. And then, of course, in BFA we were given this special upgraded crafting item after you did certain quest line. It was good, but it didn't go anywhere. It didn't really give us anything else. It's just a one-off thing you could do as soon as you logged in. And finally, Shadowlands was going to give us the big, meaty upgrade we were waiting for. Something that, if you were a crafter, you could really get your teeth into. It was going to be a big, just meaty crafting item. And that is, of course, the Lego base item. Something that even I was, like, excited for. I was championing the videos game. This is really good. Actually, crafting's got something to do, something that's going to go throughout the life of an expansion. Yeah. And like, sadly, has been the way in recent times with Blizzard, each little thing on its own had merits. They were good ideas, but they were never really expanded on, and they were kind of abandoned, and the next thing was brought out, and it just never really worked. It never gelled, and it never gave any depth. Yeah, the quests, as I say, were good, but they lacked depth. The crafting items in BFA were good, but then lacked depth. In Shadowlands, we gained far too much depth. Something that requires just so much gold that if you got into it at the wrong time, you're never going to get that gold back. Which basically makes it impossible or a huge turn-off for new players. Now, Dragonflight, hopefully, is going to be the expansion that finally nails crafting. And so far, it looks good. I really don't want to get excited for this. I don't want to be here going, oh my god, this is going to be amazing, this is going to be so fantastic, and all these type of things, because I've been burnt enough by you, Blizz, but it is creeping in and it is making me smile. The more that I read, yeah, the more I just think, you may have nailed this one. And even more so when I read the latest information that's come out from Blizz. Now, first up, we have recrafting. Now, this is the idea that you can craft a low-level piece of armor. Think about when you're leveling up and you're kind of like starting to level, you know, gain some crafted gear to fill those slots where you've got lower pieces, maybe questing gear. But what you'll be able to do now is, as your skills develop, as you gain more reagents from throughout the world, you'll be able to actually upgrade this crafted piece of gear into something more powerful. This is big. What's even bigger is, for those that aren't crafters, if you say go to the auction house, you purchase a nice bit of crafted gear, then time has gone on, and just, sod's law, that bit of raid gear I wanted just hasn't dropped. Do you know what I'm going to do? Because I like the stats on these pair of trousers, I'm going to put them onto the professions table, and I'm going to create a crafting or a recrafting work order. And then a crafter can come along and upgrade those trousers for you. Not only that, but let's say, because of the gear you have got from raid, all your stat weights have changed. You can actually have the stats on those trousers changed. And you don't need to destroy the item. They just take it, retwist the stats, change them about for you, and boom, upgrade the item. This is a great change. And the first thing is, and this is a big shock, the Community Council have done something. I know! They've actually created some questions for Blizzard.
What did you say?
Now I know. Let's see what question they've asked and what did Blizzard have to say. The first up. Will the missive system or something similar to it be coming back in Dragonflight? And if so, can the recrafted items that we've spoken about previously have their stats change from the originally crafted? Is Blizzard's response. We definitely think it's valuable to be able to adjust stats on some crafted gear. Customization is one of the coolest things about crafting. As far as recrafting changing those stats, the intent would be something like this would continue to be done through optimal reagents. So in a case like that, yeah, you could use recrafting to swap those out and thus change your secondary stats. As I said before, this is pretty big. It means we almost have kind of a merging of reforging, which went in, I want to say, was it WoD? Did they got rid of reforging in? It means we can change our stat weights. And that also fixes a problem that a lot of people had with our legendary gear, which was, if you wanted to upgrade it, you were stuck with the same stats. So all of a sudden, from one tier to the next, you may have stuck with exactly the same legendary, but you want to change your stats. You want to change the stat weights because they're just not working for you now. The season's changed. Nope. Recraft a whole new base legendary item. Sucks to suck. Now that's not going to be a thing with these crafted items, which is really good news. Next question. Is a system like reforging likely to return in relation to crafted gear? Or any gear for that matter? Maybe an item to reforge stats could be given to a profession. Look at that. I go and mention reforging, and here is the next question. And I didn't actually pre-read these. I just thought we'll go through this together. Lo and behold, yep, reforge was getting talked about. Which I'm not surprised. Reforging was huge. And as time's gone on, a lot of people have asked for a return to it. This is what Blizzard's response was. The recrafting system described is very specific to crafted gear only. Now, as sad as that will make some, I'm kind of pleased with that answer, because it gives crafted gear, and especially recrafting gear, a lot more weight. It makes crafted gear potentially more important. Not only can this be upgraded, but also it might be the only piece of gear where you can change the stats to suit exactly what you want. Again, Blizzard are making it very hard for me not to smile about these changes. Next question though. Just for clarification, making up random numbers for context. If an I level 325 item costs 50 dragon scales to make, and a 350 costs 75 dragon scales, you would only need 25 dragon scales to upgrade from your 325 to 350, right? Instead of needing to craft an all-new item. Basically similar to how our current Shadowlands Legos, you just go and, if you've got, I don't know, whatever item level of Legendary, you put it in the system to upgrade, and it basically subtracts what you've already spent. Now this response from Blizz is bigger than the others, and I'm kind of glad it is, and I like what I'm hearing. Again, damn you Blizz for making me like this. Here we go. Recrafting system shouldn't be thought of as an upgrade system. It is just a way to make something that has been crafted in the past and recraft it with a changed optimal reagents and possibly a different quality. So to give you a more concrete example using your numbers, a crafted recipe might make a helm at between item level 325 and 335, depending on quality. It could require 100 dragon scales as a main reagent. A skilled crafter might be able to make it straight up at quality level 5, item level 335, while a new crafter might only be able to make it at quality 1, or item level 325. In both cases, the reagent cost is the same. It's just because your skill. You can give think of it like a blacksmith, okay? You can say to a blacksmith, here you go, here's X amount of metal, and a very simple, newly trained blacksmith might make you a simple bit of armor or a horseshoe or whatever they're going to make. But a master crafting blacksmith, he can take that gear, still using the same amount of materials, but he's making beautiful scrolling on it, or it's just an absolutely amazing piece of work to look at. Now, say you got your piece crafted by that unskilled crafter at quality level 1, item level 325. Maybe it's a friend or a guildie, and they're like, hey buddy, I've been really working hard and I've got my skills up. I can now make you a quality level 5. Send me that recrafting order, because remember, this is a big one. Recrafting orders can be sent for individuals, friends, it can be done just for your guild, which is massive, I think. And I'll hook you up. Your friend then recrafts your helm using the old helm, obviously, 20 dragon scales, and 1 of a special reagent he earned to recraft it. The result is now a quality level 5, item level 335. Now, so far, this system sounds really interesting. I love the idea of the work orders, I like the idea of the recrafting. It's a lot of good things. And as I said before, I'm trying really hard not to get excited about this. It sounds like finally, and yes, I'm going to say this now before anybody jumps in, Blizzard have taken their ideas from a lot of other games. Hell, the crafting orders, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, they're taken from like EVE Online. Yeah, these are not new ideas that Blizzard are just suddenly creating out of nowhere. But I haven't got a problem with that. Do it more often if you need to. Go and look what's on the market. Don't be so proud that you won't look and take from others and adapt to your own game and make it with your own flair, your own spin. As I said before, it really does sound like finally crafting might be endgame content. I still believe that you're probably going to need raid reagents if you want raid level gear. You're probably going to need M+ reagents if you want M+ level gear, and so on. I hope that's not the case. I hope they find a way around that. But if it is, then you should still be able to craft higher level gear. You just need more of your basic open world reagents. You gather them up. You're able to, I don't know, take your white pile of reagents and turn them into a blue or a purple reagent that can be used to craft high level gear. But regardless, we'll find that out when the alpha and the beta do finally drop. It does seem, with all of this, that it's heading in the right direction. And I am cautiously optimistic. That's all I'm going to say. But you've burned us a lot in the past, Blizz. You've burned us a lot. All I will say is, whatever you do, please do not give us base legendary items 2.0. We need crafting to be fun, and it needs to be available to all players. It doesn't need to be a money sink. It doesn't need to be a time sink. Make it a fun sink. I just want something that I can come in, and it's fun. I've done, okay, my patterns in Zereth Mortis. I'm done. I don't need to log into WoW now until I'm doing dungeons. Like, that's it. That's a sad state of affairs. I want to log in. I want to be able to do stuff. Hopefully, Dragonflight will solve all of that. But yeah, we shall see. That's enough from me. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Ladies, everyone.